As I indicated, WMpS, in terms of how we describe ourselves, essentially what we're about is to kind of recruit the right kind of customers and convert them, and then genuinely be better than anybody else in the industry, and I'll come to some numbers in a minute. Everything we do is about results. And we do it because essentially what we've got is a combination of marketing, front-end expertise as well as technology. Our clients are some big high street retailers, but also some niche clients as well. So they include the likes of Next, but also some niche players as well, particularly in the travel market space. I'm going to start with this, which is a position that is actually a typical position as an online shop. I think you've seen this before, but essentially if you go through and look at a typical online store, then this is the performance you'll typically see. So along the bottom here are the number of pages that are typically viewed. On the left-hand side of the scale are the number of visitors, and the blue line represents the purchase conversion. Okay, so basically what we end up doing is we've lost a significant number, typically about 30% of customers within a couple of pages. And actually, if you look at the amount of product that somebody views, it's quite considerable as well. You typically work out that a payment page, i.e. having to ask it, is typically 4 or 5 pages. Then actually the amount of product that pages that somebody looks at is 20 odd. And they're doing that typically in the space of around 7 minutes. So actually, if you consider the equivalent in a retail store, literally they're running around all the stores, looking at product, and literally completing that literally in that space of time. So, two issues. First of all, we lose a lot of customers, and also, but actually those people who purchase actually do go through and have a look at a lot of product. When we've gone through and analysed it, we actually break it down into 3 areas: recruitment, engagement, and transaction. The recruitment bit is about, and I'll cover this in detail, slight detail, is about the fact that maybe our advertising isn't very effective, but also the fact that maybe where we've landed them as a consumer is not particularly effective either. So our calls to action are not that great. The transaction bit is a bit, probably we all understand, the bit we focused in on the last 2 or 3 years, which is I've got the people I've added to basket, but at that point in time, do you understand the lead times for the product, the price it's going to cost me, and the issues associated with returns. The engagement bit is the bit that we're maybe not doing as well. If you work the numbers through, then you'll end up in a situation whereby if you look at it from a funnel point of view, then you'll lose anything between 20 and 35% from recruitment. Transaction could easily lose 50% of those. The engagement, you can actually lose anything between 60 and 95%. So your e-commerce transaction could be anything from 1.5% in retail to around 16%. Typical, in our experience in terms of retail, is around 6, 7 or 8%, that kind of order. And for our clients, we've achieved around 16 plus. So, but there's also a question in my mind that says, well, why couldn't it be higher? The reason why this becomes so important in terms of then transacting abroad, is because there are so many other issues that are going to cause us to lose a customer when we go and sell online abroad. In other words, that we can't do cheaper delivery lead time, for the reasons that Roger's indicated too. Our back-end systems are not sophisticated enough to be able to provide good return issues, and therefore actually we're going to end up losing quite a significant portion of customers. So the conversion is key. We've done a survey of the top 100 retailers, and we basically critique this in terms of 150 questionnaires. We're doing another one of this in September, which we'll make available to you. And we kind of looked at top performing sites. So top performing sites for people like John Lewis, please say Next and August, but also not so in terms of the likes of Toys R Us and Ireland, etc. The criteria is these the recruitment, engagement, and transaction. And in both cases, the engagement score is quite variable. If you kind of look at it across the process, in other words, the point of entry, a home page or a landing page, listing product details, keyword search, and then the checkout, and you actually measure these things, And what we find is most e-commerce providers have addressed the issues associated with basket and checkout. You're kind of getting into kind of where you score this 80% in terms of the kind of even the poorest. But actually, what everybody's not doing particularly well is this area of things. In terms of actually putting product in front of customers. And it becomes important because we're going to show you a lot of product. I kind of leave this with you. Significant number of people, 65 to 90% of us in the engagement process, becomes key when you're kind of going through and selling online. If we do go through engagement because it's all about return.